Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into something really important, the enduring impact of menopause on, well, our relationships. And it's way more than just hot flashes. Our sources show this multi-stage transition. It can kind of silently undermine relationships.
Yeah, often without either person really getting the physiological root cause.
Exactly. And it varies so much person to person. That subtle start can be really challenging for couples, families, even friendships.
And it's fascinating when you look at the core hormones shifting: estrogen, progesterone, even oxytocin. These drive big changes, mood, sleep, how connected we feel.
Right.
And a key thing our sources highlight is that partners, they often misread these shifts. They might think it's like a deliberate choice or maybe, feeding interest.
Not seeing it as the physical process it actually is.
Exactly. An unavoidable physiological change.
Okay, so let's unpack that a bit. You mentioned hormones. How do the physical symptoms, like the really common ones, start to ripple out? I'm thinking hot flashes, night sweats, things like that.
Oh, absolutely. So hot flashes and night sweats, you mentioned sources say 3 out of 4 women get them. They can go on for, well, potentially up to 14 years.
14 years, wow.
Yeah. And that obviously disrupts the woman's sleep, but it very often disrupts her partner's sleep too.
Right. Shared fatigue, tension over the thermostat, that old chestnut.
Exactly. And then, if someone starts needing to sleep separately just to cope, that can easily be taken as rejection, can't it?
Totally. And then there's the intimacy side, reduced libido, maybe painful intercourse because of vaginal dryness.
Yes, very common. And again, partners can feel really rejected or think, she's just not interested in me anymore.
Leading potentially to, well, no sex life at all.
It happens. And linking that physical disruption to the emotional, well, those fluctuating hormones, they're directly tied to mood swings, irritability, anxiety.
Things that can make arguments flare up seemingly out of nowhere.
Precisely. Partners might feel like the person just suddenly changed. And then you add in maybe depression or brain fog, that loss of confidence. It can cause withdrawal.
Which looks like disinterest.
Exactly. So the woman might feel ashamed, maybe confused herself, and the partner feels pushed away. It's a tough cycle.
And you mentioned the sleep disruption earlier. How does that feed back into this whole emotional picture?
Well, it's a compounding effect, isn't it? Poor sleep from hot flashes just makes mood swings worse, makes fatigue worse.
Which makes communication harder.
Right. It directly impedes clear communication and just ramps up that relational strain. And then there's another layer, often missed.
Okay.
The caregiver role. Over 60% of women in midlife, average age around 50, are caregivers.
Right, caring for parents, maybe still kids.
Yeah. And if you're caregiving for more than, say, 15 hours a week, research shows that significantly worsens menopausal symptoms.
Wow, so it's like a perfect storm.
It really can be. A perfect storm of physical and emotional strain just bleeding directly into relationships.
Okay, so faced with all this, what can people actually do? What are the proactive strategies?
Well, communication is obviously key.
But it's maybe a different kind of communication. Our sources stress establishing like a new kind of safe space.
Yes, where maybe increased irritability isn't immediately taken personally, but seen as, potentially a symptom. It needs a specific kind of empathy.
A different kind of active listening, maybe.
Sure.
Understanding that physiological backdrop.
Exactly. And exploring non-sexual ways to be intimate becomes really important, too, to maintain that connection.
Makes sense.
And education. Shared understanding for both partners is just vital. Knowing the facts dispels myths, right? It reduces those misinterpretations.
Builds empathy.
Definitely. And self-care is huge. Healthy diet, exercise, really prioritizing sleep. These don't just ease symptoms.
Right.
Here's something interesting. They actually positively impact the gut microbiome.
The gut, how does that link in?
Well, a healthier gut microbiome is linked to better mood, sharper cognitive function, more emotional stability. So it kind of indirectly helps break that negative cycle, straining the relationship.
That gut connection is fascinating, a real deep dive point there. And of course, seeking professional help is crucial too, right?
Absolutely. Medical advice, things like hormone replacement therapy might be an option for some.
Yeah.
Mental health support, cognitive behavioral therapy, for instance, can be very effective.
And support groups. Finding others going through it.
Immensely helpful. Shared experience, understanding, It makes a difference.
So wrapping this up then, menopause clearly presents challenges, real challenges for relationships. But our deep dive suggests it doesn't have to be the defining factor, does it? With understanding, patience, and actually, working together.
It can even be a catalyst for maybe a deeper connection, navigating it together.
Yeah. So perhaps a final thought for everyone listening.
Well, it raises an interesting question, doesn't it? How might a deeper understanding of these physiological shifts in midlife, not just for the person experiencing them, but for everyone involved, how might that transform not just individual well-being, but maybe the whole fabric of family and even societal support?